The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The mayors of the three beach communities, along with State Senator Aaron Bean and State Representative Cord Byrd, spoke Wednesday night at Beaches Watch, listing accomplishments and goals for each of the cities. There are some issues that are common to each of the three communities. All have passed a moratorium on medical marijuana dispensaries to give the legislature some time to craft enabling legislation for the constitutional amendment that passed overwhelmingly last November. And all are still working on issues caused by Hurricane Matthew. Neptune Beach Mayor Elaine Brown was first to the podium. She discussed a variety of infrastructure projects that will be undertaken by the city this year, as well as the master plan under development for Jarboe Park and developments taking place in the town center area, including more public parking. Brown said Neptune Beach has some major issues to discuss, including whether City Hall and the Public Safety Building should be moved out of town center. That decision is far in the future, Brown said. She also said that one of the things she hears about the most from residents is what will happen with the former Kmart building on 3rd Street.
We don't know. But what we do know is this: something really wonderful has happened with the developer. The developer not only has been staying in touch with City Hall, Neptune Beach, but truly going out into the community. They ask questions of the community, and they're really doing a good job, in my opinion, in saying to this community, we're here to please you. We want to do things that make this community even better. We shall see. We shall see. We want to just say this, that, we need something in there that is going to enhance our dollars that come in with something that's good for the community and that we're proud of, and that's the path that I think we're going to be on, which is a wonderful thing.
Atlantic Beach Mayor Mitch Reeves outlined the process the city is working through to hire a new city manager, which we'll have for you later in the program, as well as a police chief and planning director. He said that the remodeling project on the police building is proceeding on schedule and within its budget, although there may need to be a small additional appropriation for that project. Reeves said that one of his biggest concerns, particularly with the legislature, is home rule and the ability of cities to make their own laws and regulations.
Tallahassee loves to make rules for each city to date their own rules. When do you have your elections? How do you tax your businesses? How are you doing internet taxing? How are you doing things? Senator, I hope you guys don't mind it, but we need to tell our representatives, leave us alone, let us run our cities how we want to run them.
Jacksonville Beach Mayor Charlie Latham listed many of the projects associated with the city's downtown revitalization plan that have been completed or are nearing completion, as well as traffic improvements on South Beach Parkway and the skate park in South Jacksonville Beach, which is slated to open next month. He also said the city is looking into buying about 170 acres of marshland and upland just north of Beach Marina for additional parking for the boat ramp on the Intercoastal Waterway and the creation of a new park. Latham said that work is progressing well on repairs to the beach walkovers damaged by Hurricane Matthew.
And I'll tell you that the north of 8th Avenue, we're done. Beach to 8th Avenue North, we're still in progress. We're working on them right now. And then after that, we'll be working on south of Beach Boulevard. We've got about 12 of those done. What's taken us so long? Well, there's FEMA money involved. There's a lot of work. Mayor Brown talked about the storm. I'll tell you what, thank you, Lord God Almighty, for that little jog that we got. 5-degree jog we got 2 hours before it hit. We were in an emergency operations center, and we were fully expecting our city to be decimated. And we were so very blessed. So we've responded well. We were able to get everybody back in relatively quickly. George Forbes and the department heads of the city of Jacksonville Beach, particularly Beaches, Energy, and Public Works, very hard to clear the roads, get the electricity back up. We were one of the last cities to lose power and one of the first to bring it back. And I'm really proud of all the men and women, all 325 employees of the city of Jacksonville Beach, because they all work really well together to get this done. But we continue to move forward on repairs to our walkovers and the pier.
Concerning the pier, Jacksonville District 13 Councilman Bill Gulliford, who was not on the dais but attended the meeting, said the city is still determining what to do about the damage caused by Hurricane Matthew.
You could say that the pier did not function as it was designed to function. So we not only have the 300 feet plus disappearing, but we also have damage to the pier, the remainder of the pier. You can look at it and see some of those concrete vents are turned so here's the problem. Do we go back and build the pier like it was built? No. Or do we go back and do it right so that the next storm that comes through doesn't do that kind of damage? And that's what we're wrestling with now.
Gulliford said the city is looking at possibly reopening the portion of the pier that is still standing if it can be done so safely. State Senator Aaron Bean went through some of the issues that will be under consideration during the legislative session that begins in early March. Some of those issues include whether the state would allow ride-sharing companies like Uber and Lyft to operate in any city in Florida regardless of what local regulations on such services might be in place. The legislature will also consider bills that would allow an expansion of gambling in the state and one that would allow grocery stores to sell hard liquor rather than just beer and wine. Representative Cord Byrd said that one of the issues he'll be following closely is how money collected under Amendment 1 passed in November is allocated for water projects in the state.
But we want to make sure that the St. Johns River and our springs and our local waterways and our beaches are protected, and that your tax dollars that are going into the Amendment 1 Trust Fund are being spent back here locally, and make sure that we do.
Both state legislators said they heard the mayor's message loud and clear about home rule. Beaches Watch meets the first Wednesday of each month at the Beaches branch of the library. Well, when we come back, the ferry is back in service. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Atlantic Beach City Commission met last Friday in a special workshop meeting to begin the process of recruiting a new permanent city manager. The Commission heard a presentation from Human Resources Director Kathy Berry, who explained the process for developing a matrix by which the candidates would be evaluated and the skills that are required by the city charter. The wants would be developed by the Commission and citizen input. Under a timeline outlined by Berry, the job description would be finalized and then approved by the Commission at the February 13th meeting, and the application period would close on March 17th. Berry said she and acting city manager Kevin Hogenkamp would narrow down the applicants to no more than 5 finalists. A thorough background search would then be conducted, and candidates will have an opportunity to explain why they left their last 3 jobs. A media search will also be conducted. Berry said one-on-one interviews would be scheduled Thursday and Friday, May 11th and 12th with the commissioners, and at that point a public forum would also be held so that residents would have an opportunity to ask questions of the various applicants. A special called meeting would be held the following Monday, May 15th, to make a selection. The Commission determined that it was not necessary to hire an executive search firm at the outset but wanted to have the option of going to a search firm should the candidate pool not meet the city's specifications. In discussing the qualifications to list on the job announcement, Mayor Mitch Reeves said that he wants the person to have previous experience as a city manager.
Let's focus on a city manager with experience that knows how to get along with a group of people like us.
Barry and Hogenkamp will proceed as they outlined with the search. The job will be advertised in mid-February. The St. Johns River Ferry restarted operation on Wednesday, February 1st. The ferry was taken out of service in January in order to continue infrastructure work on the slip walls and landings on both sides of the river. If you're just joining us at the beach, the ferry is a moving bridge which connects the north and south ends of Florida State Road A1A with daily service between Mayport Village and Fort George Island across the St. Johns River. The ferry operates Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. till 7:15 p.m. and weekends from 7 a.m. until 8:45 p.m. The almost 1-mile voyage crosses the St. Johns River 2.5 miles inland of the river's mouth and departs every half hour. Huguenot Memorial Park reopened to the public Tuesday. The park was temporarily closed following extensive damage sustained during Hurricane Matthew in October. While the park has reopened, there are ongoing repairs that require alternate hours. Currently, the park is open daily 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Camping and shelter rentals are not available at this time. During the storm, the park sustained damage to its main access road, office building, dunes, and shelters. While the expectation was to reopen by spring, officials worked diligently to address the immediate needs and damages, contributing to a much earlier re-entry for visitors. However, there are continued repairs being led and conducted over the next several months. Huguenot Memorial Park is managed jointly by federal, state, and city governments. And a reminder that next weekend is the 10th annual 26-2 with Donna. The marathon has been raising money for breast cancer research for a decade. The race will be run on Sunday, February 12th, and will affect traffic patterns in the 3 beach communities, with many streets closed for a portion of the race. Since its inception in 2008, the Donna Marathon Weekend has raised more than $5 million in funding for the Donna Foundation, supporting groundbreaking breast cancer research at Mayo Clinic, and providing financial assistance for those living with breast cancer.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
The National Weather Service says we can expect sharply cooler temperatures and a chance of showers on Saturday, then warming up a bit again as the work week gets underway. Temperatures will be in the 50s on Saturday and Saturday night, and then warm back into the low 60s on Sunday. That will be the start of a warming trend that will see highs back into the mid-70s by Wednesday. You can get a complete and detailed podcast of the weather every day at theislandtimes.com. The Island Times is always digital, always free at theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.